Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Kevin. Today is Monday, February 26th, 2024. And we begin with an exciting week for calendar buffs, captains of the cosmos, and math whizzes alike. This coming Thursday is a leap day, that once in every 4-year ritual where we add a bonus day to the month of February to keep our calendars in sync with our seasons. So, instead of the usual 28 days, this February we'll have 29. At its core, the leap is a correction. Even though we've all learned a year is based on Earth needing 365 days to orbit the Sun, that galactic loop actually takes 365 days and approximately 6 hours. This adds up to an extra 24 hours every 4 years, which, if we didn't continually adjust for it, would eventually push summer into November. Pretty cool scientifically, but Leap Day is also extra special for the 5 million Earthlings born on February 29th and known as Leapers. Two of the most famous, the rapper Ja Rule and Superman. There's renewed hope for panda diplomacy. After reclaiming a family of the black and white bears from the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. just a few months ago, China has agreed to send a new pair of pandas to San Diego, California as soon as this summer. Madrid, Spain will also get 2 pandas, and Beijing is in talks with zoos in Vienna, Austria, and elsewhere in what China describes as a new round of international cooperation for giant panda conservation. The bears are native to central China and have been a symbol of U.S.-China friendship since 1972. But recent tensions between the two countries created a low-key panda tug-of-war. The bears are considered at risk, with only 1,800 left in the wild and another 600 living in captivity worldwide. NASA called it a success. But how much of one remains to be seen? Odysseus apparently came in a little too hot while making its historic moon landing last Thursday night, caught a leg on the lunar surface, and tipped over. Engineers think the top of the 14-foot-tall spacecraft may be resting on a rock. The good news: it is still able to draw power from the sun, send information, and maybe even some pictures back to Earth. Time is not on Odie's side, however. In a week, the sun will drop below the horizon at the landing site, leaving the lunar lander with no way to recharge its solar cells. Over the weekend, former President Donald Trump inched closer to getting his party's stamp of approval, or nomination, for another White House run. He easily won Saturday's Republican primary in South Carolina, the home state of his only real challenger, the former UN ambassador Nikki Haley. Mr. Trump has now won every Republican primary in the 2024 election cycle so far. But Miss Haley says she isn't dropping out. She's vowed to stay in the race at least through Super Tuesday, and reminded supporters that she's a woman of her word. On the Democratic side, President Biden continues to win primaries and is largely unopposed in his bid for his party's nomination. Caitlin Clark is closing in on another milestone. Yesterday, Iowa's shooting sensation hit 24 points against Illinois to come in within 50 of Pistol Pete Maravich's all-time NC2A record of 3,667. Her next opportunity to claim the title is Wednesday against Minnesota. Should she do it, fans may not get the chance to storm the court in celebration. Caitlin was injured weeks ago during a post-game rush from the stands, and just this weekend, a Duke player was hurt in the pandemonium that followed an upset loss to Wake Forest. There are now urgent calls from coaches to ban the practice, which dates back to the 1950s, but is getting more frequent and more problematic. Still to come, no bones about it. The world's oldest dog has lost his crown. But first, a reminder to take our annual KidNuz survey. It's super quick, and doing so will help shape the future of our podcast. You can find it on our website at kidnuz.org/survey. Now, today's KidNuz quiz. How long does it take for the Earth to orbit the Sun? 365 days and approximately 6 hours. Which U.S. park may be next to get pandas from China? The San Diego Zoo. What happened to Odysseus as it landed on the moon? Engineers believe it tipped over. Which record is college basketball star Caitlin Clark now chasing? Pete Maravich's all-time NC2A career scoring record of 3,667. In today's Kid News Kicker, Bobby is a bust, at least in terms of a world record. Last week, Guinness officially stripped the Portuguese pooch of his title as oldest dog ever. Bobby made headlines, and Guinness awarded him the honor last year when his owner said he was just shy of 31 years old. Vets worldwide weren't buying it and quickly threw a challenge flag, because the Rafeiro do Alentejo breed has only a life expectancy of about 12 to 14 years. The doubters prompted Guinness to dig deeper into Bobby's background, and when no definitive proof of age could be found, the record-verifying organization pulled the crown. Right now, no dog has the title world's oldest, and it's pretty safe to say Guinness might take some time before bestowing it again. Before we go, shout-outs to our Kid News classrooms, including Ms. Martinez and her Tigers at Mary Orr Intermediate in Mansfield, Texas, Mrs. Neiman, Gerald the Plant, and the Wolfpack at Emerson Hubbard in Emerson, Nebraska, and Mrs. Kint and her Hawks at Hinks in Alpena, Michigan. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.